Spider-Man was always known as the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. I just love that he was always one superhero that I was able to relate the most growing up in New York.
This video is sponsored by PlayStation.
Spider-Man is not Spider-Man if he's not in New York.
It couldn't really exist anywhere. Like, Spider-Man in Kansas doesn't really work.
There's no city like New York where you have like skyscrapers everywhere.
There are places and things that I still look at and be like, Spider-Man would do really well in a fight right here.
As a New Yorker, Spider-Man's my favorite superhero. I don't know, because he's like a real New Yorker. I mean, he's always broke. You know, that's kind of great, because I'm always broke.
It's not like he grew up rich or, or just like had his powers from like a outside planet.
He went to public school and he experienced all of these things that as a New Yorker, there's certain things that you can only really experience growing up here.
I relate to Spider-Man because came from kind of humble beginnings too. He doesn't think he can do a lot, but he can do a lot. That's kind of like how I was growing up.
He's got that equal levels of confidence and self-doubt.
That's pretty close to every New Yorker situation we've ever had. I've been good for Spider-Man.
If Spider-Man wasn't born in New York, I don't think he'd have the grit to know what to do with New York crime.
I think Spider-Man's so iconic to New Yorkers because, I don't know, he talks a lot.
It was so many of his things. It was being irreverent. It was being quick on his feet.
He has that kind of cool, nonchalant little kid, who's originally from Queens.
You always know Spider-Man was born in Queens because he's always got jokes. Everybody in Queens has got jokes.
He represents the neighborhood and the borough perfectly.
He's also street savvy, so he knows how to handle himself.
For those who say Spider-Man's a vigilante, I say good. We need him.
Sometimes you got to bend some rules.
I feel like as New Yorkers, we're all kind of vigilantes in a sense.
You have to break a few shells to make an omelet.
I think we get mad if we see something go wrong and nobody does anything. And I think we've all, because we live in this close space, kind of have to react that way and stand up for each other.
I think Spider-Man's so important in New York because it kind of gives them a glimmer of hope in the sense of that there's somebody fighting for them.
He's a genuine person that wants to do good.
He uses his powers to give back to his community.
It feels good to have that underdog story, to have the come from behind, the good guys win kind of thing.
Spider-Man is definitely a great role model for kids.